So guys, imagine a time where you had to apply to be a slave. There are so many workers that are programmed to be a slave. The slave masters now can pick and choose who they want to work on the plantation, to be a slave wage. Think about it. You have to apply to be a slave now. You have to put in an application to be a wage slave. And they can tell you, nah, we good. We don't need to exploit you. We got these guys, we're gonna exploit them. Nah, we don't need nobody, we don't need anybody else to exploit. We have enough people to exploit right now. We'll call you if we need to exploit you, we'll call you. So let's read what the concept of wage slavery is. The definition: the term wage slave refers to the concept of individuals earning wages so low that they can barely meet their basic needs, leaving them in a cycle of poverty and economic dependence. This concept draws parallel to historical slavery, where workers had no freedom and were bound to labor under exploitative conditions, highlighting the severity of modern economic exploitation. That's what we're going through, guys. This is economic exploitation. It's almost like an economic holocaust, psychologically, because you know that as a human being, you are a depreciating asset, and they driving you lower and lower and lower, psychologically, emotionally, mentally, socially, economically. Like, all these categories are getting lower and lower until you're not going to feel like anything of value. And that's where they want you. Key characteristic of a slave wage job: insufficient pay, below living wage. Earnings are below the amount needed to cover basic living expenses such as food, housing, healthcare, and transportation. No savings. Workers are unable to save money, leaving them vulnerable to financial crisis. The only way to be a wage slave, or a slave wage, how you want to put it, is you have to succumb to the programming. You have to be programmed to think like that. And you know who programmed you to think like that? The school system. And your parents. And your friends. Because all the average people are competing for the average jobs. It's crowded being average. You know why? Because it's easier to be average. Because if you are a nail, as soon as you stick your head up to say, look, I want to be better than average, here comes the hammer. Like, get back down with the rest of the nails. So it's easier just to be average, but it's more competitive. Lack of benefits, no health insurance. Absent employer provided health insurance, leading to high out-of-pocket medical costs. That's why you got to clean up your diet. You have to eat better. You got to live better. So you won't have to go to the doctor. Like, health insurance shouldn't even be a thing. But since everybody's so damn sick from eating all the poison and the toxins in the food, now you gotta have health care, health insurance, which is really death insurance. Sorry about that. Unstable employment. No retirement plan. Lack of pensions or retirement saving plans, creating long-term financial insecurity. Unstable employment, temporary contracts. Part-time work, part-time position with insufficient hours to earn a living wage or qualify for benefits. Poor working conditions. Unsafe environments. Hazardous working conditions with inadequate safety measures. I mean, who would have thought that? I mean, come on. Like, all companies provide safe working conditions, don't they? Isn't there a government a department of the government called OSHA that's supposed to oversee these type of things, and fire departments supposed to make sure? Okay. Excessive hours, long hours without adequate breaks, leading to physical and mental exhaustion. Limited advancement and opportunities, no career progress, few opportunities for training, promotions, or career development, stagnant wages. Minimum wage increases despite rising cost of living. Come on now. All these economic geniuses in this country, and nobody can figure out that making $8, $9, $10, $11, $12, $13 an hour is not enough to buy food and your power bill, your phone bill, your insurance, car, and gas. Nobody can figure that out. Okay. Exploitative practices, wage theft, employers not paying for all hours worked, including unpaid overtime, wage theft. Wage theft. How the hell are you going to steal from a slave? I mean, what kind of monsters are we dealing with here? You already rich. You already have the upper hand. You already own the company. And then you're going to steal from the slaves? Guys, do you all realize what kind of monsters that we are dealing with here? These people are psychopaths. And they do not have no problem with stepping on you and your whole family. You got to realize that. You got to unplug from the matrix. Step away, turn on the light in your third eye, and see the monster for what it really is. Pull out your ultraviolet light and scan, and you see all of the souls and the blood of people that this monster then splattered on the ground. Impact of slave. Oh, let me finish this one. Wage theft, intimidation and coercion, use of threats or coercion to prevent workers from seeking better conditions or organizing for their rights. Impact of slave wages on workers, economic insecurity, poverty, persistent inability to rise above the poverty line, leading to chronic financial stress. It's all a plan, guys. It's all a plan. This is all a written down plan. It's documented. Just like I got it documented right here, they have the same document. It's all written down. It's a plan like this. It's designed like this. But it don't have to be for you. You can break out of the program and let everybody else stay their ass in the program. But they hold you hostage. Because they know there's so many slaves trying to get on the plantation that if you leave, shit, you might not be able to get back on. So then you got to find your own way. That's when your creativity and your survival skills come into play. See, you got to have a plan, people. And you got to learn how to survive off the plantation. You can't be operating in fear. And that's what the media does for you. The media keeps you in fear for your life and your existence. Your family says, oh my God, how are you going to feed your family? How did they feed the family before the plantation came along? It was survival. The information is out there. You got to get out there and find it. The treasure and the gold is not on top of the earth. All the gold and the diamonds, all that is beneath the earth. You got to dig for it. You got to dig for it. But no, you want to wait for everybody to bring it up. Bring all the gold and diamonds up for you to nibble off of. But shit, by then, this costs 100 times more. Anyway, let's go back to this. Economic insecurity, poverty, debt, accumulation of debt to cover basic needs, trapping workers in a cycle of borrowing and repaying. Borrowing and repaying the monster, the beast, the banks. Health consequences, physical health, increased risk of illness and injury due to poor working conditions and inability of affordable health care. Mental health, high levels of stress, anxiety, and depression due to financial instability and job insecurity. They got the blueprint to your destruction. You need to create a blueprint for your survival. Let me say that again. These people have a blueprint for your destruction. You need to create a blueprint for your survival. See, not only for your survival, but for the survival of your family, for your children. Because what they do with their blueprint, every time they see you figuring out the game plan, they double down on their blueprint, and they make it worse for you. They make it hard for you because they know that you need their toxic food. They know that you need their toxic job to pay for your house and your car. See, they know that. But you got to create a survival blueprint for your own life. And I'm working on that. I'm working on that. I'm going to come out with a survival blueprint for your life. They got a blueprint to economically, psychologically, physically, and emotionally suppress you. They got a blueprint for that. There are psychologists and psychiatrists on staff, and they tell them this is how you trigger them. This is how you oppress them and piss them off. You turn them against each other. You use trigger words. And you turn them against each other. Make them hate each other. Make them despise each other. It's part of the blueprint. Let me finish. Social impact, family strain, financial stress affecting family dynamics and relationships, reduced social mobility, limited opportunities for education and advancement, perpetuating generational poverty. You see what that says? It says reduce social mobility. That means it's going to make it harder for you to get out and realize that you are in a cage. See? But the plan is for you to realize that the cage is open. You can leave whenever you get ready. And people don't realize that. You are in a cage, but you can leave whenever you get ready. Now, it's rough out there. Once you leave outside that gate, you're on your own. It's rough out there now. That's why you got to have your survival, your survival blueprint, like in your memory. You can't just have it written down. You got to have it memorized. You got to practice it. Because once you leave out the cage, you might lose that piece of paper. And you got to remember how to survive. So you got to practice it. You got to go back and forth. So let me run out here real quick so I can survive, and then come back in. Let me run out here and see if I can survive, and then come back in. And one day you're gonna leave up out of here and say, "F y'all, I don't need y'all no more. I can survive with him on." See. So that's how that works. Community effects. Economic drain. Communities with high numbers of slave wage jobs experience economic stagnation and limited development. Let me read that again. Economic drain. Communities with high numbers of slave wage jobs experience economic stagnation and limited development. There you go. There you go. Driving down the value of your homes. It's all a plan. It's all a plan. Driving down the value of your homes so they can come in and buy them later because they know that you're not educated enough to pass on assets to your children. And everybody's so financially strapped that once you do pass some on to your children don't know what to do with it. They forget to pay their taxes, go to tax liens, and then the government come take the property and auction it off to one of the monsters. They come take your property. Paid off property. The children don't know nothing about the economics of the property. So they don't know how to upkeep the property. They don't know about the taxes or anything. They don't pay the taxes 2 or 3 years. Somebody come do it. They put a tax lien on your house. They put it on the auction block. Somebody buy your $150,000 value house for $20,000 and they sell it and take the profit. Boom. That's how the wealth cycle of the monster continues. And they do that all over the country. All right, let me finish. Economic drain community. Public assistance dependency. Increased reliance on government assistance programs to make ends meet. Boom, there you go. Because these companies, they steal your money, they make sure they don't pay enough, and they put you on government welfare. And then they get a tax write-off on that. Let me say it again. When you apply for a job, it asks you, are you on government assistance? If you say that you're on government assistance, they get a tax write-off because they giving you a job. Why are you on government assistance while underpaying you? So they are paying, so the government is paying the companies to keep you economically depressed. Oh my God. Let me say it again. They get a tax write-off for hiring people that are on public assistance. So basically the government is paying the employee to keep you underpaid. Because they need slaves to work these jobs. And they know if you make too much money that you might figure out what's going on and educate yourself. So they keep you stressed out so you can go smoke cigarettes and buy beer and do drugs and stay stressed out and fight with your family. Y'all not hearing me. And I know I'm talking to myself. Yeah, I know. But this message is going to get someone. They keep you financially stressed out so you can fight with your family about money, about how you can't afford to pay the bills. It's a plan. It's a blueprint for your destruction. Okay, let me finish. Advocacy for fair wages, addressing the issues. Okay, advocacy for fair wages. Sorry, English is not my first language. Minimum wage increase. Okay, for everybody hate minimum wage increase because they know what, like minimum wage is going to really change your life. No. Financial education will change your life, not minimum wage increase. You need to be financially educated. You need to change your mindset, the way you think about money. You need to come out of these damn stores and all these damn the holidays and stop it. Strengthen labor rights, okay? Corporate responsibility, okay? Public awareness, okay? Government action, okay? Boom. So all right, so the last part addressing the issues. But the main thing that I want to show you guys is how you've been exploited. Exploitative practices, wage theft, and intimidation and coercion to keep you in poverty. Keep you in poverty. Here we go. Let's go back to the top. The slave wage concept, understanding modern economic exploitation. Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, Spark, Ship. All this is economic exploitation. Because Uber, Lyft, Instacart, DoorDash don't offer any insurance. It's all on you. You have to keep yourself healthy. You have to clean your mind, clean your car, clean your body. Keep yourself healthy. Stop eating all this garbage. I just ate some protein cookies, so I can't really talk, but they are protein cookies. They don't have a whole bunch of additives and garbage in them, but they're not the best. But I just may do that like once here and there. But I did drink a gallon of water today, so. Anyway, all right, guys, that's it. I just want to show you, how you being played. Here it is right here. Let me read it again. Insufficient pay, lack of benefits, unstable employment, poor working conditions, limited investment. And look, they didn't even add toxic working conditions. They didn't even add that part in here. That's a major part of it. A toxic work environment, sexual harassment, threatening you of your job, abusive managers, discrimination, bullying, all kind of stuff. It's horrible. This lady called me for a job interview. I didn't even respond because I don't want to subject myself to psychopaths. You gotta apply to be a slave. Then the damn psychopath they want to interview you to make sure that you qualify for slavery. I mean, what kind of shit is that? Okay, guys, I'm done. I know it's a huge rant. I know. And I don't have the clearest English language voice. I got a little slur. I'm from the damn country, so you got to forgive me. Anyway, you get the drift. That's why I got these words. If you need to read it, just read it yourself. Other than that, guys, 20 minutes, I'm done.